Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? I'm going to draw some stuff today, just some pretty simple stuff. Hopefully this stream will be just kind of relaxing and not too stressful, and yeah. So, I hope you all enjoyed episode 20, which was kind of a big reveal, I guess. It reveals that the hand is actually his daughter. And if you were really paying attention, you might have picked up on that earlier. In episode 19, there's a shot kind of alluding to that, as the daughter is looking into the reflection of her bathroom mirror and she sees the hand. Kind of like, that's like kind of like like after when she's taking care of her granddaughter again.
Hi.
And that's Caroline in the background there, just saying hello. So, oh yeah, sorry guys if you haven't seen episode 20. I just kind of ruined that. But I'm assuming you did. If you haven't seen it yet, what's the matter?
Way to go.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
God. Yeah, I probably should have said spoilers. But it's been out for a few days, so you know.
A few days.
So I got some, what I'm drawing right now is a alleyway for a kind of an announcement video, which I'm going to be releasing in later this year, probably a month or two, I don't really know. But I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but I'm just going to start drawing it. I used this tool here to get my perspective lines. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's just the polygon tool, and you change the you click on the little gear up here and you can change it to star, set indent sides by 99% and then the sides to 100, and when you draw with it you can make like perspective lines really easily.
What?
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah. How'd you learn that?
I just looked it up on YouTube. Someone made a video. It took me like 3 seconds to learn. If you want two of them, you can just draw like one over here and one over there, and you got two-point perspective. Charles Stifler, McDonald's patent, ran out on Grimace and others.
What?
Thank you, Charles Stifler. I don't know what McDonald's patent is.
Need more information.
Why did she transcend into a hand? Okay, well I'm gonna explain. I'm not gonna explain it, but that's gonna be.
She smacked a lot of people.
Yeah, it's gonna be explained later on towards the end why she was a hand, or why, you know, the octopus was an octopus, or Mischief is a worm guy. Like, it's gonna kind of. It's still gonna be a little bit. It's not going to be like a direct explanation, but you'll have some clues for it later on, I guess.
Someone's enthusiasm being censored.
Oh. Charles Stifler, can you use their characters now? I've been kind of I've been kind of moving away from using trademarked characters in my animations, including like Ronald McDonald stuff, even though I think I could use him as like fair use.
Pretty sure Zuckerberg is trademarked as a character.
Yeah. I just don't want to fall into like a pit trap of just using like
Sonic.
like pre-established characters, because I find that I don't need to, like, the soup sun is something I made up 100%, and it seemed to do really well. So
I made it up with you.
Carolina helped me make up the soup sun.
That was like 75% me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Soup sun is my baby.
So. And also, I don't really have anything else to say about Ronald McDonald and Grimace and all that. Like, what could I really do besides put them in situations that would subvert your expectations? And I feel like doing that again is not really adding anything that hasn't been done before. So I'm thinking about it, but probably not. I don't know.
Is Grimace public domain? No.
I don't think Grimace is public domain.
None of those are public domain.
Parody is fair use, but that fair use is only as good as you're able to defend it in court. So if McDonald's really wanted to, they could
sue him into oblivion.
And it wouldn't be so much that I'm protected. It would just be like legal fees and stuff. And also, I just don't want to have to rely on other people's intellectual property to make my own videos. At a certain point, you kind of want to just do your own thing, because it becomes like, I don't know, like, I just feel like if you can do the same thing but with original characters, it comes across a little bit more stronger, I guess, a little bit more interesting. Though I still want to do some like random, like some funny stuff once in a while. Like, I really enjoyed making that Sonic video, despite how dumb it is, just because it was so fun to animate him just getting squeezed through a chain link fence like that. So anyway, so this episode of me live streaming is just going to be me drawing this alleyway scene. It's going to take me a long time, but I already drew out the outlines just so I have a guide, so I'm not completely wasting time. Sometimes I start a stream with a blank page and it takes me forever. Campbell's chicken noodle soup would be an issue too. Yeah, it could be. So I guess the soup sun isn't well, I mean, the soup sun by himself is original, but him being inside the Campbell soup can isn't. But in the first video, he wasn't in a Campbell soup can. So the next video, he probably won't be in the soup can. He'll just be a different form of soup. Maybe he'll be like one of those...
Doesn't matter, because Andy Warhol did it, so... I don't think Campbell's can sue anybody for anything at this point.
Yeah. It's not like, it's pretty much protected though. If you look at other YouTube videos, no one has been in trouble for using other characters in strange ways, except for actually that one channel, Meat Canyon, who did the Bugs Bunny, grotesque Bugs Bunny, and Disney actually did issue a takedown notice on it. That's one of the things, is you don't want to... I feel like Disney is the one you might want to avoid.
Just stay away from Disney and anything Nintendo.
Yeah. Disney would protect their IP like it's none other. Unfortunately, they were... Anyway. So, what am I drawing right now? I'm just drawing some bricks on the wall.
Jared said he loves you.
Jared?
Uh-huh.
Where's Jared? Thank you, Jared. I love you too.
You don't even know who he is.
It's Jared. I know who he is.
Oh yeah? You know who Jared is?
Yeah.
You know every Jared on the planet? The only Jared I knew was from math class and he got kicked out.
Oh. Umami, your latest conclusion to the series. Thank you so much for everything you do. Hey, thank you, Telly Jim. Episode 20 was really frustrating for me to write because I was kind of worried that people would actually not like the episode for painting Mischief in a kind of less than ideal light, because it's kind of revealed that his intentions aren't. He's not such a good guy after all. I mean, he's. But
well, everyone likes bad boys, so.
The thing about him is that he also has to munch, and who are you?
All the girls got real wet.
Okay, Carolina. See, this is what happens when Carolina's here. She gets really. She's really just immature. That's the problem.
I'm immature? Did you just call me immature? Yeah, okay.
I just said that so she would get all riled up. So.
TOS, please. You get banned on Twitch. Just talking about moisture levels.
Disney finds public image very important, and portraying their characters in an adult manner would break the magic, says Riley. And I agree with that, and that is why I don't think I've used a Disney character. You want to use something weird that that you know they wouldn't sue you, like the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, like no one's gonna mess with you there.
Do you think the Quaker Oats
people?
It'd
be bad that they're promoting oatmeal? I don't think so.
You think the people in the marketing team for Quaker Oats even knows what YouTube is?
They don't even know what. Yeah, they're still using pagers and stuff.
They probably got a fax machine.
They're probably Amish.
They're probably Amish, is right. I mean, how can you make oats and not be Amish?
There's some oat farmer listening right now. It's deeply offended. You are king. Hey man, nice to finally see you drawing live. Do you plan for this? What do you have plans for this drawing? And so much sass from Carolina, greetings from Norway. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I have a plan for this, which is the sign up here is going to say Umami Land, except it's going to look kind of sketchy and ghetto. Your land is a dumpster?
Yeah. No,
That's accurate.
Umami Land is this way. It's through this door. But you have to go down a sketchy dumpster to get to it.
Yeah, naturally. That sounds like you.
But on your way down Umami Land, Mischief's going to pop out of the dumpster and say hello.
Like a penis.
Really
Nice dick.
Looked quite phallic there. I mean, he is a phallic-looking man, so...
There, that's less. That's like Mischief. 100%.
Yeah.
Quakers are basically Amish.
I just looked at your Redbubble stuff, and I would love a Mischief hoodie, not gonna lie. Hey, Robert, thank you, man. Actually, if you go to my Teespring, which is, it has a whole ton of different hoodies, and it's probably better than Redbubble. That's one of the reasons why I don't really use Redbubble as much anymore. And go to the community page, because I just put a code, a discount code for 10% off, and you can use that code if you're looking to buy a hoodie or something. You save some money that way. That's what I would suggest. Just type in umamimerch.com and you'll get to the Teespring. Okay, let me go back to...
There's too many things happening now.
Chat here. Maslin Bruner. Yes, that's definitely... I've heard of Pilot Red Sun. I think I get that question almost every stream, but I definitely seen all his stuff like 20 times.
Just write it on your interface. Yes, I know who he is.
Do you make your own brushes, or is it like a preset thing? I just use the pencil circle tool. That's all I use.
Really complex.
I don't want
custom.
Yeah,
See, I don't want to get involved with all these different brushes because
He's a simple man.
it's just too much to think about. I don't want to get in.
It's too complicated for his small brain.
I think if you limit yourself, you're able to be creative in new ways. That if you just kind of use everything, you might find it more difficult to be.
Too much
creative.
big brain time for you. Am I drawing?
I've been loving the entire series and rewatched it several times. Do you have a Patreon, and if so, where/what is the link? Album66, thank you for your comment, and I think it's in the description of this live stream, the link to the Patreon. But if it's not, just type in Umami Patreon on Google, and you'll find it. It'll be the first result. And well, thank you very much if you're thinking of doing that. I really appreciate that. And I'll send you a print if you go to the $5 tier. I'll send you a print in the mail.
Super fan Dave.
When did you start animating? How long did it take for you to refine your style and process? TreeSap says. I really started hand drawing animating at the beginning of this channel. So that McDonald's video of him driving on the highway, McDriven, is like the first thing I did. And
Well, you made Lego animations before.
I made Lego animations long before, but like pixel hand-drawn animations, that was really the first thing, and that's why it really looks really rough compared to the more recent animation. So it's taken me about 3 years. So that's when I started the channel, I think 2017. It's taken me about 3 years to refine the style to the point where it is right now. And I'm still refining it still. I think maybe in another 3 years it's going to be a little slightly even nicer maybe. The Dumb Purple Bird. Hey man, sending $100 is really hard, or it's a sign that I should stop doing this. Either. Hey man, listen, I really do appreciate the generosity. It's very kind of you, and I will put that money towards being able to make more animations. I thank you very, very much for that. That's yeah.
And buy lots of coffee crisps with that money to sustain himself.
I'm gonna go right down to the dollar store and buy
100 chocolate bars.
100 coffee crisps, line them all up on my floor, and wait until it gets really hot, so it combines.
It's one mega coffee crisp.
Yeah. You guys have coffee? You don't have coffee crisp in the United States, do you? So you don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's a weird ass Canadian thing. Everything has to taste like coffee up here.
Coffee crisp is it's one of those sponge candies that's covered in chocolate.
It's just a chocolate bar with coffee flavor wafer.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, sponge candy? Sounds nasty.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe the style as nice either. It's like kind of rough and pencil-y. I mean,
it's kind of toilety.
Toilety. It's internet. That's what it is. It's just internet look. So I don't know. Okay, so let's see here.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can buy 30% more candy bars because that was US dollars.
Oh god.
So you can actually buy 130 of them.
What is sponge candy?
You know those weird, like, giant bricks of orange you find in the grocery store? It's like a toffee.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Hey, sorry if I can't answer everyone's questions. This chat's moving crazy, but thank you, Noah, for the comment there. How did you make Mischief's mouth move when you talk through the live stream? I'm using a program called Character Animator by Adobe. So, because I use Photoshop and all that, it comes with the Adobe suite included. So, I'm using that right now. It's pretty cool program. It's pretty new too. When will I release season 2 OST? That will be after the grand finale, whatever. So episode 24, I think, is going to be the last episode of Interface before I start a new series using the same characters, or some certain characters that are the same. So it will be when episode 24 is done, I think, because then it will be 12 episodes per part, and it just equal that way. That's what my plan is anyway. Okay, I gotta figure out what my lighting source is, but I also need to put the sketchy Umami text up here. Oh, it's supposed to say Umami Land, isn't it?
Nah.
Just Umami?
Yeah, I should say land. Wow. That's a bump.
What else are they saying? Is the final soon? So I still have 4 episodes to make, and I'm planning to make them a little bit more longer and involved than all previous episodes, because it's getting towards the end, and I can't effectively say what I want to say without making the episodes a little bit longer. So unfortunately, they might take a little bit more time for me to make as well. But I think it'll be worth it.
Your banner's too thin.
Yeah, just give me a second here. It's a paragraph tool. Oh, here it is. Umami Land. I think I need to figure that out later, but for now I'll just leave it like that. Let's just save this too. Are you thinking of doing a spin-off series of Interface? Yes, that's kind of my plan, and it will be a spin-off series of Interface, and it will be probably a little bit more comedic and less heavy.
It's gonna be so much more fun.
It's going to be a lot more fun. I like doing the Interface stuff because there's a lot of serious undertones to the scenes, but I want to just be really silly in the next series, and there'll be some seriousness, but it'll be mostly silliness. Because that's the stuff that I have the most fun doing, animating, and I think once the end of Interface happens, I think you guys will have enough seriousness for a while, because Henrik's storyline is so depressing and sad. But at the same time, I really liked. I don't think it was a mistake to make it the way it is, because I don't think there's that much stuff on YouTube that is just like sincerely trying to be, I guess, a little bit more serious subject matter.
Very sitcom. No.
Very sitcom.
Yeah,
that was one of
tracks. only if they're ear rape laugh tracks, where it just gets like painful to listen to.
Barry does something obtuse, and then Hans questions Barry, while Barry continues to do it.
That's basically their life. Anyway.
Every episode is the exact same.
Yeah, that's a sitcom. Isn't that what sitcoms are? Yeah. Someone asked you, when do you do music streams?
If you look in the playlist history, there's a couple there, but the tracks that I made during those live streams are not very good. And that's partly why I don't really do the music live streams, because I really need to focus a lot when I do music live
and I can't really live stream at the same time. Even I find drawing and live streaming to be difficult enough as it is, but the music part, like I would have to set it up and just ignore this chat, and that's pretty much what I do, but it's still, I find it difficult still, so. Okay, let's see.
That was your part.
Stuart Hine. I use Logic Studio for my music software, which it just got updated recently. They updated it. New version.
You guys gotta be sound friends. You need sound friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need people to send you sound frequencies.
What is your favorite sound frequency? Probably anything below.
Bathroom sounds.
I like 60 hertz because you can barely hear it, but if you crank it up really loud.
Cars idling at the gas station sound. Basically.
Yeah.
You just like gas stations a lot. You like the smell of gasoline.
Who doesn't?
Cigarettes.
I don't like the smell of cigarettes.
You don't?
Unless I'm smoking a cigar by myself.
Okay, well then
I don't like
just
Frida's like secondhand smoke from the gas station.
No, that's Gertrude smoke.
That's a pretty big distinction between that and Frida.
Oh, there is, trust me. One of them smells more moldy.
Oh. That's not nice. If there's someone in here named Gertrude or Frida,
with chain smokes,
we apologize. It's not nice.
Yeah, what else is new?
Hey, thank you, Grand Theft Auto. What are your tips on how you shade your scenes? Well, you should probably figure out your light source, and that's one thing I haven't even done yet for this particular drawing. So I'm not really sure how I want to light this yet, but I think it's going to be kind of like the sun's going to be coming down from this angle, so this building's going to be kind of orange, and the shadows are going to be right around here. So I basically just draw the lightness where the light would be, and then I fill it in the shadows later. Or vice versa, actually.
Oh my god. Can there be more questions per second?
Hold on. There's a lot of questions, eh?
Yeah. It's like 6 questions you have to answer now.
See, right here with this drain pipe, I'm going to put a bit of a shadow right next to it. And it kind of makes it look like it's a little bit more dimensional there. Can you use my avatar as a picture to an episode? It's my friend's cat that used to stay with his tongue the whole time. I wouldn't be able to do that because it has to be relevant to the episode, but sorry.
Rejected.
What inspired you to make interface? Did things happen randomly? It was a mixture of things happen randomly. When I started the series, I didn't have the whole story in my head, not even close.
Yeah.
It was mostly just me being like, what would happen if this pink noodle man comes out of nowhere and starts assaulting this like guy on the street, and that was pretty much the extent of that. So but then after like around episode 2, I started thinking more about the story seriously, and
Maybe you can see through your sign.
because the letters are going to be kind of like mounted to it. It's not going to be like a plastic, like a opaque sign, you know? It's going to look all rusty and sketchy and stuff. Technically, it would get darker over here because of those shadows, I think, somewhere. Okay.
What headphones do you use?
What headphones do I use?
Apparently that's important to know.
I have these Audio Technica ATH M50X, which I find are pretty good. But actually, I find the ones over there to have a little bit more of a bass response.
Really?
Yeah. But these are decent.
They're the same model though.
Are they? No, I think they're slightly different.
Yeah, they are.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
What does it say over there on that one?
Oh, this is an M50.
Yeah, so this is an M50X. And I find the M50 is... I don't know what the difference is, honestly. It might have something to do with the driver size or something. I had to look it up. I don't even know what the specs are, really. All I know is that they're decent headphones, both of them, so...
What toothpaste do you use?
Oh, boy. Rolo, I used to use Arm & Hammer toothpaste because I liked the flavor of it. But then I found that it wasn't actually doing anything, and my teeth were getting yellower over time. So I had now switched to Crest 3D White. And I think it actually makes a big difference.
And you have a bias against Colgate because...
And I hate Colgate toothpaste because the caps that they have are those big plasticky caps that get all gross on the inside and they don't close properly. And you know how they used to have the caps in the 90s, the little small twist-off kind? Those are the best kind. I don't know why
He was a fetus in the 90s.
they don't make them anymore.
Back when you were a fetus, do you remember what Colgate toothpaste caps were like?
Crest. Where do you animate your work? Also, what frame rate do you use? I use 15 frames a second, and I can animate using this Animator's Toolbar Pro and the timeline within Photoshop. And I've done some previous live streams explaining how to do that, but the basic animations I do in Photoshop, and then I do everything else in After Effects, so...
Hope someone at Colgate is watching right now. You are losing sales because of your design of the
yes.
cap.
And I hope that someone at Crest 3D White is listening.
And is gonna pay for this free advertisement.
So yeah, exactly. Well, I already made them a free advertisement called Crust.
You can pay for that one too.
I really want to do a commercial for a company and just make it really dumb.
Yeah.
And then they have no choice to either reject it or use it.
Yeah, the contract says free license to anything.
I would just make the Crust commercial, and then it's just called Crust, and they're like, you didn't even say our name right.
Too bad. You sign a contract that says you don't get to veto anything. It just goes straight to television.
J. Scott the 13th. Sorry if you got asked this a lot or answered before, but how do you make Mischief's voice? If I get it, it's a secret. Much love for the series. Thank you very much for your super chat. I basically just pitch shift his voice down. I think, is it 6? It's like half an octave or maybe a full octave, I forget. In software, like you can do it in Audacity or you can do it in Logic, or you can do it in any audio software really. And then I put a really strong EQ on there to get rid of all the excess low end and boost the high ends and the compressor and stuff. And then when I speak into the microphone, I have to do it in a certain way. So all those things kind of combine to get Mischief's voice. And that's about it, really. Nothing too fancy. I get that question a lot, and it's really just pitch shifting. That's all it is. I mean, I don't have to like actually speak that low.
You smoke a lot of cigars every day.
Yeah.
That's also part of it. Someone is asking you what your writing process is. Pain?
Yeah.
Us yelling at breakfast and then you going to be in pain for several hours at the computer.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have to ask Carolina a lot of stuff. I have to ask her if it's like a good idea or not. And, or if,
I give him his best ideas and then he takes credit for them.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. Well, I come up with the ideas and then I pitch them to Carolina.
That's what you think.
No.
No.
I pitch them to her.
Nah.
And then she changes them, or sometimes though, like when it's an episode of Interface, I pretty much just write it myself. But
yeah, now you do.
Okay, I need to add some grout to these bricks to make them a little bit more three-dimensional. Let's see, what else is there? Are you guys in Montreal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we both live here now. We've been here for about 8 years.
Surprisingly.
I play guitar, and recently I've been trying to sing along with my playing. How do I get over that hating the sound of my own voice? Do you ever feel weird listening to yourself? I think you just eventually get over it. When you get older, you realize that everyone kind of is self-conscious about their voice. Not everyone, but a lot of people are, for some reason. And you realize that when I watch other people animate, or when I watch other animators, I don't be like, hey, that guy's voice sounds weird. Like, dude, shouldn't even be animating because of the way he sounds. You know what I mean?
Fuck that guy's
like,
voice.
It's just, no, it doesn't even cross my mind.
That.
No one does that.
So maybe like a 10-year-old.
So you should not be concerned about the sound of your voice.
My best advice for anyone self-conscious about everything is that you are probably still thinking like you are in a high school or an elementary school, but like actual adults grow up and they're not that mean anymore.
I don't know how old these guys are, but the thing is that you shouldn't feel self-conscious about something you can't control.
Yeah, but
which is your voice.
Kids in elementary school and high school are really mean.
Yeah.
Eventually, people grow out of that and become an adult.
Yeah. So, that is my answer for that. I used to be a little self-conscious about my voice. I think if you listen to my early live streams, I'm a little bit more shy and stuff because...
You're more thirsty.
Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't...
You had like 6 waters to get through one stream. Drink.
Hey, that's not true, actually. Rolo, you're right. Sometimes I do watch a video, I'm like, that guy's got a fucked up voice. But I'm not going to be like drawing, like, it's not like it takes away from the creator, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just something you have to get over with. That's all. It's really not something to get hung up on, is your own voice. You are your own biggest critic. Yeah, exactly. I never knew my own voice was so much more higher pitched than I thought. Well, that's because when you listen to yourself, you hear it through your own head, vibrating through your head. And when you actually record your voice and you listen to it back, you can hear what it sounds like. It's almost like when you look at yourself in a mirror and then you look at yourself that someone took a photograph of you. It's not reversed, so it looks odd, you know, because you're not used to seeing how others perceive you.
You know, it looks really weird. Picture profile of your face.
Picture profile.
Yeah, when someone takes the side of your head as a photo, you're like, I never see the side of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always throws me off because I'm like, I didn't realize my nose was so long, or.
Yeah.
Or.
Well, I got a really hot receding chin.
Yeah. Yeah, or like the back of my hair when it like gets long, it starts to look like I'm a Greek accountant or something.
I like your hair.
Like. Hydrate.
I'm too lazy to set up my own stream, so I'm just hijacking yours by standing here.
Yeah. How do you learn that style of drawing? My drawing style didn't quite look like this when I first started this channel. I like to do this like kind of shaded hatching technique that goes down the whole thing now, which is I just like the way it looks. And otherwise, it's pretty basic drawings. They're just mostly focused on lighting, I think, is what makes them stand out a little bit. That's all I can say about the style of the drawing, really. And now what I like to do, too, is draw the lines in the direction that the object exists in sometimes. So it just... Well, before I would do that, too, but I think I might have been more like kind of drawing diagonally and stuff, but now I like to just keep things in their perspective, like these like this, whatever I'm drawing here on the ground, I'm drawing it straight so that it looks more flat, street-like, you know, or alleyway-like. And this shadow over here, for instance, is not quite dark enough, I don't think, or maybe it is, but whatever. I might just draw a few lines going in the direction of the shadow. See, I don't know if that's better or worse. I think it's worse, so I'll just delete that. Save this for a second. Are you hex system and one and the same? Yes. So I started making music like 2009 under the name Hex System, and the only reason why I chose that name is because I was like searching up domain names that were available that were relatively short, that were one word, and that kind of was one of the options, so I just decided to stick with that. And what else? And so when I started making these animations, I thought that to do it, I wanted to start to do it to promote my music. It really wasn't, the animations were almost secondary to the music, which is why the first 3 animations are all featuring my music, which is the old tracks, whatever. So, man, I am thirsty. I need to hydrate.
It's because I pointed it out. Come on, jumbo juice.
What was a product parody you wanted to do but ultimately rejected? Also, what do you think goes into the Burgasar? Well, let me just answer the first question for now.
I was gonna do a birdie animation a long time ago. Then I just couldn't. I just rejected it because I didn't think it was funny or good or whatever. And was there other products I thought about doing? Just trying to think, because no. Yeah, there was like Wendy's and stuff, I guess, but I never really thought about it too hard because they all kind of. I never really. Yeah, so sorry, I don't have a good answer for that. There wasn't really anything I like rejected, you know. Okay, over here the lighting is going to be kind of like that because the light source is going to be coming down this way. There. Okay. Let's see, what other here? How did you learn to make music? I just kind of messed around in Logic for a long time, really. Like when I was a lot younger, I used to use this program called Acid, but I never really shared my music with anyone. I just did it to... Well, I used to make animations back then too, but those are old stuff I don't even want on the internet. So, but basically, that's what I would do. I would use Acid, this really old program for Windows. I think I don't know if it exists anymore. Oh, I need to draw the shadow for this dumpster. That's why it's looking off. I used to take piano lessons when I was like 5 or something, I forget, but I didn't stick with it, which I kind of regret, but I only took like 2 years of that. And then in junior high I played the clarinet, which I really didn't like to play actually, and I actually failed band class. I got 49.
Wow.
But
you
fortunately,
just not play anything?
It wasn't really important.
That's like the participation class. You don't even have to do it well.
Like when we would play songs together, sometimes I would just pretend to play the clarinet.
That's what I used to do. I had like a flute and I would just pretend to make sounds with my mouth. Because I didn't want to learn anything.
See, the thing was back then in grade 7, they like made you go to band class. Like if you didn't take band class, there was no class for you to take. So literally everyone took it. And you didn't really get to choose your instruments because everyone wanted to be a certain instrument and all this and that. I think I probably would have enjoyed playing percussion. I just really did not enjoy the clarinet because the reed, you know, like when you play with a clarinet, you have a wooden reed and it like vibrates your teeth and then it like vibrates your head and it just gives you like this headache, and I couldn't get over that. It was the weirdest feeling ever. So that was like 1 year of that, and then I got over that. So that was pretty short-lived, I think. Actually, I don't really remember much about that. So long ago. So there's that. I do like how clarinets sound. I'm not a person to play it. So yeah, and basically I was Squidward.
You are Squidward.
I am Squidward.
You're not that different from Squidward. You even have a big nose. Uh-oh. Embarrassment.
I used to play, I had to play recorder. I think we had to do it in front of the whole school too.
Yeah, everyone has to do that, unfortunately.
Woodwind instruments, yeah. Orchestra gang. I don't know, I think like if I had like a different, I don't know, like Also, one of the reasons why I didn't like piano back in the day, even when I was so young, was because I just didn't really like the music that they taught you.
Why don't you learn how to play a violin?
That I would do that if you know I had like space to not make my neighbors go crazy. It's pretty loud to play violin, you know.
Who cares? You gotta listen to a guy play the same music every Saturday night.
Yeah.
You want to play a violin?
I don't think I could play violin.
Why not? Why not?
Maybe.
You should take lessons.
I should do that. That'd be cool.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? What do you guys think? More viola.
That'd be nice. I like violin because then you can like. Then I don't have to use softer instruments. I could just like play.
You can just play the violin.
Anyway, okay, what am I drawing over here? A door?
You can use it with a headphone amp.
Violin is way too hard. The teachers will just make you practice posture instead of actually playing stuff. Yeah, violin's a very hard instrument. It sounds like it would be hard. What's like the easiest instrument? Probably like the harmonica. That's probably not that easy either.
I played tone chimes.
But I did play the harmonica for the last episode there, 19.
Tone chimes are very easy.
Tone chimes?
Yeah, you play one note because you only have one hand.
I could play the triangle. I think I'd be good at that. I'd probably fuck that up too. I'd like miss it, like the timing. That's like the only thing when you play the triangle. It's just all about timing, and I'd probably mess that one up.
The kazoo.
So in terms of like balancing the colors and stuff, I'm gonna probably make this sign over here green.
Electric triangle. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, if you hook up a
Is there
contact,
a way to put an amp on a triangle?
You could probably put a contact microphone on the triangle.
Nah, you gotta plug the triangle right in.
I'm gonna make this sign a little bit brighter.
Just ignore me.
Because it's gonna be like there's a light source coming from the street that you're standing on that you can't see. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Do you use Florida Studio?
Florida Studio?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I don't know.
I don't know what Florida Studio is.
What is your zodiac?
Leo, I think. Oh, look, the angle is wrong. This has to be more like this. Yeah, see, it's looking all right, I guess, for now. Maybe I'll change it later. There. Okay, what else is going on here? Fruity Loops. What's your favorite strain of weed? I think it's the... I don't really know, honestly, too much about weed, but it's the indica one I like more because it kind of just like makes my muscles relax, like my upper back and stuff kind of gets stress relief. And I don't know what it is about that stuff, but it like makes me enjoy music a lot more too. It's really weird.
What about it? What's up with that?
What is up with that stuff?
I did drugs and I'm enjoying my music.
Oh yeah, it's weird, eh? Not my music. I mean, music in general. Like,
nah, I think it's just your own music. You enjoy it so much more.
I don't listen to my own music.
Yeah,
Right?
you do.
Not really. I mean, I do it when I'm making it, but once it's done, it's gone. Okay, this building needs to be something. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's just save here for a second here. I'm liking how these colors are looking though. This is a real Umami colors, I think.
Yeah, it's got your standard pinks in there.
I wonder if this should be green or yellow though.
Yellow.
Yeah, I think so, because it's too much green. Oh, that looks nice. I don't know, it just looks nice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's good. Put your title up there.
But you know what I have a problem with is the angle of light is like the same as the perspective of the scene. So I need to change the angle of the light. Okay, just give me a second here. There, see that now it looks less like I'm. Okay, and this also needs to be fixed now too. I think it's still wrong actually. This needs to be more like. This needs to be more like this, I think. Oops. Does that make more sense? Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it later. For now, it's okay. Just save that. Hey, Keysan, thank you very much. Do you think the world we live in now is going to be something to remember in history books compared to the past? So if you're saying like 500 years from now, are we going to think of the 2000s as like a milestone? And I would say yes, because if you think about, like, there was the Industrial Revolution, which was a major change. But since then, things have more or less been kind of the same up until the point where they've developed like computers. And so now we're really living in a time of computers, which is completely changing everything like to extremes. I feel like even the industrial age is kind of like, it was like the tail end of what was before it, which was like the Bronze Age. They were making swords and stuff and all that, and like metal making.
Age.
Well, no, you know how they like built up to it is what I'm saying.
So we went from the Bronze Age to the Industrial
Yes,
Age?
that's exactly what happened. I'm saying that they were always like making things in some sort of like factory sense, like there was blacksmiths and that sort of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
But then computers came out of nowhere.
That was really good history.
You like that
lesson.
history?
Trying to sound smart.
I think people will look back at the 2000s and be like, because another thing is now is like these are all the first images that are going to exist on computers. Like
Everyone's penises.
past 20 years, they're going to be, yeah, those penis pictures are still going to be on a hard drive somewhere.
That's gonna be
50,000
excavated.
50,000 years into the future, they're going to be able to look back
At
and be
people's
like,
BBs.
I've seen my great grandmother's OnlyFans account, and it's all archived. It's all archived.
Archived in high resolution video with sound. God.
So, yes. I'm not. I mean, yeah, you're. Some of the stuff won't be around, like people's MySpaces and stuff. But I think nowadays there's more people like downloading information off the internet and just storing it onto a hard drive somewhere because of exactly what happened to like MySpace. There's like websites like the Wayback Machine or archive.org and stuff, and they're not perfect. But
Are you gonna have an OnlyFans? What would you even look at there? His feet?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Just post a nipple every day.
Yeah, that's
Just type boob into Google and you will get 12 bajillion
Yeah, exactly.
results.
No one needs an OnlyFans account. Just go to Bing,
How many boobs do you need?
type in Big Bob and lasagna.
Type in milk trucks.
14 trillion results. Do you have any supernatural beliefs? I probably like kind of believe in aliens. And I don't know if they're like interacting with us, but I kind of believe that they're like probably observing us maybe from a distance. And I sort of believe in like ghostly spirit stuff. Like I feel like they don't really have quite that all explained and figured out yet, so and we really don't know what happens when we die, so there's, but otherwise I don't really think too much about stuff we can't prove. I'm really interested in like science and physics and like what the scientists are talking about and like all the latest stuff, so I try to read about that, but not really too much into what do you call it, supernatural stuff, because a lot of that stuff gets dragged down by people take it over the top, overboard with it.
Facebook thinks I'm into crystals.
Yeah, not into that stuff, not into crystals.
You don't rub your gravestones every day? You don't carry an amethyst with you?
No. Okay. Nero, $9.99. Thank you, Nero. Keep up the good work. Love you, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate that. And Natty Sichow. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Yo, did you see that Navy UFO footage, though? Pentagon confirmed it's real.
Yeah, that was around before already.
Pentagon confirmed that it exists, or that they think it's a UFO, which could be anything that's unidentified. Doesn't necessarily mean aliens. Yeah, I did see that video. I also saw a weird video of some things flying over the moon recently, but I don't know about that, so I'm not going to talk about that. Keysand, what's the best way to support? Do you get a good percentage off your Teespring? Keysand, I would say if you want to support me, I like it when people buy merch, because that way they get something out of it. And I do get a pretty good cut from the merch, so I would suggest that. And if you're going to get something now, I would go to the community page on my YouTube channel, because I posted a discount code that lasts until Sunday, so you should use that too.
Someone sent you 40 rubs.
Choco, World Peace Chocolate, say hello to Russians. Hey, Choco, or Choco, thank you, man. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the Russian people who have been translating my web series into Russian, because I know there's someone out there doing that in pretty much every other language too, actually. German, Italian, Spanish, all languages.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So for all you guys out there, if anyone's listening that has done that, I really do appreciate it, because it has expanded the web series to different countries. Which reminds me that I have to go in there after this and approve a bunch more, probably, because every time I release an episode, it takes a few days, but then the subtitles start coming out, so.
Can't read that at all.
I don't actually understand Russian.
Nobody here knows Russian, so.
Carolina speaks Polish, and that's about it.
Which is not Russian.
It's not Russian.
At all.
Yeah.
Does mischief defecate? I'm glad that one just popped up.
I mean,
Good question.
Do you watch, I don't know, let's say,
Do you watch Pokemon for all the bathroom breaks?
and then think, does Ash defecate? And if so, how often?
Do you think about Ash picking up Pikachu's poops and putting them into doggy bags and then putting them in the trash can?
No, Ash has a Pokeball just for the poop.
They're just portable bathrooms, I guess.
Yeah, and he can throw it at the poop and it goes in there. But one day he accidentally threw the poop Pokeball in his living room. And it was the worst mistake he's ever made in his life.
Can you draw that image? Go Pikachu's poo collection.
Okay, so over here, I don't know what's going on, but I don't like how... Oh, you know what's going on? It's not dark enough. That's the problem. So I have to...
Mr. Mime is abused. What?
Oh, I'm going to put my perspective grid there again for a second. And then I'm going to get my pencil tool and start drawing some lines. As I want this wall to be darker. Actually, you know what I should do? Make these lines a different color and fill this in with black. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I should save now. I don't know if it's a good idea, but we'll see.
All these people think you're high.
I'm not. This is my normal voice.
Yeah.
Which is yeah. Okay, let's see here. Get another line in. I'm liking how this shot is looking. It's looking good.
No one's giving you enough compliments for it. You're high on life. Oh my god.
How did you do the perspective tool? I'll show you. There's a here, I'll do it on a different canvas. You see this tool right here? It's the polygon tool. It's actually the rectangle tool, but if you hold down, you get the polygon. You go up to here, the little gear. You click on the star button. Indent sides, change that to 99. And then right here, change the sides to 100. And now you can draw a perspective lines and use it as a grid or as a guide. You can put one over here. Well, actually, you might have to zoom out a bit. You can like draw one over here. That's probably too far. One right here, and then one right here. And so then you have like 2-point perspective. You know? You can change the colors of them and stuff just by changing the color. And that's a trick I just learned today, actually. After 3 years of animating, I decided to look up how to draw a perspective grid in Photoshop.
Very professional.
I think it's really helped, actually. It's made this drawing go by a lot smoother. Scatterbrain. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Bro, you have a good sense of colors. I appreciate that.
It's brew. Excuse me.
The animation in the last episode, thank you for the comments. That one, they took me a long time to do. There was a lot of different steps involved. I had to get those cattail seeds and stuff looking right. And yeah, there was a lot of... it took me a long time to make that episode. But I really like how it turned out. Some of the shots, I really liked how... the close-up of the car from like the front end of it turned out pretty cool, I thought. And some of the shots I wanted to like hold on them longer, but I couldn't justify it. Like, there's no point, you know? And to build the suspense, I guess, not suspense is not the right word, but the momentum of the scene, I couldn't just have like long meandering shots, even though I liked how they turned out, you know? Okay, let's see. This is looking poopy. I think the grid is making it harder for me to actually see what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm not going to use it, and I'm just going to erase what I did there. Oh, Jesus. What I should be doing is just, I'm just going to eyeball this, I think. Maybe these are bricks over here, but this building will have a different type of brick. It'll be like those thicker kind of like cinder block buildings. Like, you know, like the bricks that they use to build schools with. I don't know if this is going to work, honestly. This is... Maybe I need my grid back on.
Let's let me go.
Yeah, so been thinking more about like just composing shots more so than actual animation, and trying to treat each shot as like a composed image, I guess. It's kind of like a painting almost, like when you're or like if you're a filmmaker, I guess it's cinematography. Like if I were to go look at episode 20, some of the shots I really like the most are, well, this one I thought turned out really cool. It's just kind of like an overhead shot, but I just thought that the lines and everything were working well, and even though this is really abstract looking down here, you can still make out that it's like a bridge. Before, when I would draw a scene, I would kind of just draw it without really thinking too much about it, but I'm trying to think more about what I'm drawing, I guess. I don't know if this is looking good or bad, this brick down here. I think the problem is that it's just, it looks like cobblestone almost. It's looking good. I think I just need to keep doing it. Anyway. Did you ever study philosophy? Noah Randolph. Not really. I mean, I kind of have a Cliff Notes understanding of like some philosophy, but I don't actually read into it that much. I just try to incorporate some observations that I find into my animations, and if there is a larger philosophy, it would just be kind of an amalgamation of my perspective on certain things, but without trying to... the way I see it is I want to kind of spark an idea in people's heads rather than tell them how to think. So if I can do that through the characters and stuff by having them do or think certain things, that would be ideal. Like that's, I'm not really like trying to like give a philosophy to my animation, you know what I mean? If I am, it's just sort of coming out on its own.
I don't believe you. You're a liar. You're deeply philosophical.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very philosophical when I'm talking about big bobs and vagina
Yep.
or
Milk trucks.
milk trucks.
This is deep philosophy. Critique of society.
Lost Highway, Inland Empire, Mulholland Drive, Eraserhead, Fire, Walk With Me, Blue Velvet, Wild Heart Straight. Which of these are your favorite? I think Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive are probably one of my favorite David Lynch films. I haven't seen Inland Empire, so I can't comment on that. I saw Eraserhead. I thought it was okay. Blue Velvet was good. I liked that one too. The Frank scenes were awesome. Wild at Heart was also a great movie. But I think Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive are probably the... I haven't seen Elephant Man. I haven't seen Dune. There's another David Lynch film that you didn't mention, which is... I forget what it's called, but it's the one where the guy's like on a lawnmower. And he's like driving his lawnmower across the country.
That's a David Lynch film?
Yeah. It's a David Lynch film.
The fuck?
And it's actually one of his better movies. I think it's David Lynch makes the best movies when he's like forced to work within like a realistic environment. And that's why I don't really like so much some of his other stuff, like Twin Peaks. I find that to be a little bit too spooky. But okay, let me just look it up. What was it called? The Straight Story. I think I mentioned on this live stream before. I think that's one of his best movies, actually. So if you... I think I would recommend watching The Straight Story by David Lynch if you haven't seen it yet. Because people don't really mention that one for some reason. And I think it's like one of his best movies. It's not as weird as his other stuff. There's some scenes in it though that's like this is definitely a David Lynch movie because of this scene, you know? I don't know, you guys. Just David Lynch is like posting weather updates. He's made a new channel on YouTube, and he's like posting the weather in California right now. Like I don't know what he's doing. Like maybe the quarantine is like affecting him or something. But I can send you the link to it because he just started this like 3 days ago, and then I just subscribed to see what. Oh, is he? Is he not there anymore?
He's not there.
Where's the link? Oh, here it is. Here, I'll post a link right now. Okay. Natty Sachow, pair character bowling down, saying thank you. Natty, thank you very much for the super chat. It's very kind of you. I think my messages are like delayed or something. Okay, hold on. Firewood Owl. Hold on, let me just see here. Some of these messages, you guys are sending me messages, but not all of them are updating in real time. And
I'm trying to read them all, but there's so many of them, so... Oh, not the Twitch. Okay, hold on. I can see you guys on Twitch. I'm reading the other chat. I have 2 chat windows open. So if you guys have questions on Twitch, you should ask me them now and I will read them for sure. The problem is the Twitch one is like delayed. Lynch also making music, is it? Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. Check out The Big Dream, okay. The intro to episode 9 is that kind of like shot where you go into the restaurant. It's a little bit harder because I have to make that in 3D, but it's actually easier in the sense that if I make a whole scene in 3D, I can do like multiple different angles using the same 3D shot, and I mean the model. I don't have to keep redrawing it from different angles and stuff, so there's one benefit to that. It took me a long time to figure out how to get my 3D to look like my drawing though, so that's the hard thing. Because I could do some 3D really easily, but then it would just look like 3D, you know, it has to look like the hand-drawn style too. And that's the hardest thing about doing the 3D, so I have kind of shied away from using it too much, only when I really need to, because I find I spend a lot of time just trying to make things look like it was hand-drawn. These bricks are looking better. Save this. Would try to someday do Cosmic Horror or something with space. I think you're referring to like movies that are in sci-fi, but they're kind of like horror too, like Solaris or the Alien series. I would love to, actually. I mean, I just don't have a good idea for it. My next idea for a series is not in space. I had one that I was thinking of doing, but then I realized it's just I have no ideas for it. So I think if I came up with a good enough idea, I would do something like that. That's probably something that I really like. Sci-fi movies, like all the Prometheus movies and the Alien movies. I've seen all of them, so Caroline and I like those movies a lot.
Yeah, my favorite.
They're Carolina's favorite movies. And you guys ever play that video game Alien Isolation? Because that's also a really excellently well-made game just for the visuals. It's like, and the atmosphere and the music. And I'm just going to draw lines and then draw the black in later. I think that'll be easiest. Let's see here. Hey, Keysan, thank you, man. It's really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Static shirt and Mischief Gator. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And if for any reason nothing like doesn't show up, whatever, just like I had some vinyl orders and they hadn't failed to show up and stuff, just send me a message and I will either send you a new one or figure out where it is in tracking and stuff, because sometimes things get lost and stuff. One of those things I'm trying to fix on. Now, if you're in the United States and you order a vinyl, they all come with tracking. Before it wasn't the case, but now I put the tracking on there because it's just there was too many items getting lost and stuff, and it's just a matter of cost, really. Tracking is quite expensive, but I think for the United States it's affordable. And certain countries, like if I put tracking on a vinyl going to the UK or Europe, it's like $50 basically. And if I'm selling the vinyl for like 25 or whatever, obviously that doesn't make any sense monetarily, but I don't know why tracking is so expensive. It's kind of frustrating. Okay. There, I think that looks a little bit better than what I had before. It's like some pattern to the wall. But I think this needs to be, yeah, I think it needs to be like more simplified. Okay. Let's save this again. My buddy made the Christmas ornament with your avatar's face. Hope you're doing great during the quarantine or quarantine. Mr. Death to iPod, thank you, man. Going a little crazy here, actually, because I can't really do anything, obviously. Just been sitting inside all day. I've been going to the park and stuff, doing some biking, but stores are restaurants and all that, nothing, you know. I'm sure it's the same where you guys are. What kind of music do you like, Umami? Gruff, if you go to my playlist page, there's a playlist called Enjoyable Sounds, and I update that frequently, and I put all the music that I'm listening to currently, and if you sort by recent, and you'll find that my music is there. Also, you'll find another playlist called YouTube Gold, which is just full of funny videos I found on the internet, so that might be of interest to some people as well. just weird stuff, usually short little animate, like short little YouTube videos. So okay, I'm gonna save this now again for the 5th time. I'm just gonna add some like grime to the wall, maybe. Okay. I think it would be cool to maybe have some like smoke coming out of these smokestacks, maybe, or steam, but not quite that bright. I think it would be, or actually, it could be the lighter yellow color. That might be the best option. Just to make the sky a little bit more interesting too. How do you choose color palettes for scenes? Pencil tip workshop. I pretty much just use these colors over here. And these are the same colors I've been using for the past year. And I am limiting myself to just these colors to force creativity, I guess. And so my color palette is pretty limited to this. But I guess if you're asking how do I choose which colors I use on certain things, I don't really know how to say other than that I've sort of established that when I'm drawing buildings, they're usually orange or orangey glowing color, kind of like the lighting of the sun is lighting them up so bright that they just turn like an orange color. And and for some reason the sky is never blue. Other objects are usually just like green or something, and I don't really, I just kind of found a color palette that works for me, and I don't really think too much about it, I guess. One thing I've been doing recently though is adding just really subtle highlights to things with the white, which I think help things stand out a bit more. Like these clouds out here, I might just put a little bit of a highlight from the lighting, like the source of lighting angle, and it just makes it look a little bit more. It pops a little bit, and like the edge of the dumpster there, I might just put a little bit of white, just a tiny amount, so it looks like a little tiny reflection almost. Just like that. Maybe, you know, that's probably too much. I think this needs to be fixed too. Yeah. Even over here, even if it's in the shadows, I might add a very subtle. That's probably too bright. Like a little bit of a highlight on the reflective metal there of the trash can. And stuff like that helps define the shape of it a little bit more, but that might be a bit much, so I might select it and then just do that to it, so it's like, yeah. Danky, that was not the finale of Interface, so I still have 4 episodes left. So there will be more to come. You will know when it's the last episode for sure, because I will be mentioning it in the description and stuff, and the soundtrack will come out and all that. Lamo, hey, thank you for the comment. Thank you. And Trippy Silk, and hey, like I said, if I haven't read your comment, I'm sorry. I haven't been able to answer everyone yet. What else was there? KS, thank you for the album there. I'll have to listen to that later. Favorite Disney film? I don't know if does that include Pixar, because they own Pixar? Because I love Pixar movies, and I'm not really a fan of Disney. Though the original Lion King was pretty good. Technically, I think they own the Alien franchise now too, which is crazy. I don't know what to think about that, because Disney bought Fox Pictures or something like that, and I think they owned the Alien franchise. And can you imagine like a theme park for the Alien franchise in Disney World? That probably wouldn't exist. People will go crazy. The kids will go crazy. Oh, I think this edge of the building needs some highlight. I think it's just too... Favorite Pixar movie? It's probably Toy Story 2, and then followed by Toy Story 1, and then Toy Story 4. I think Toy Story 3 was still good, but I didn't like it as much as the other 3 movies, so. All right, I think this is getting towards the end of this shot. Just want to tweak things a little bit, touch it up a bit. Maybe down here the street gets a little darker actually. It's further away. Okay. It's looking all right. Well, okay, I have to put the sign up still. Okay. Oh, wait, okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some water. I'm out of water. Favorite DreamWorks movie? I don't really like DreamWorks movies, but I don't know. It hadn't been a long time since I've seen a DreamWorks movie. They made Shrek and like Shark Tale and like Ants. I think. Did they make Ants? Or did they make A Bug's Life? No, that was Pixar that made A Bug's Life, and they made Ants. I feel like DreamWorks is kind of like a step down below Pixar. Sorry if there's like some DreamWorks fans here. I don't really, honestly, my opinion about it is not really that important. It's just because I don't watch them that many 3D movies really. Are you working on a interface episode right now? I'm working on like the script in my head stuff. I haven't started animating it yet because I was working on episode 20 like right up until I released it, and I need a little bit of a break, I guess. So this, what I'm doing right now, is for an announcement video coming out, I don't know, in the future. But
No.
excuse me. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is animate the clouds, I think, so you can see how that's done if you're new to the stream. You get the timeline tool in Photoshop, Animator Toolbar Pro, which is like $26 plugin. You don't need it, but it makes things a lot easier. I've been experimenting using grease pencil in Blender earlier, and there's a YouTube channel called A Fox in Space who has his own web series, and he has decided to switch over to it 100%. And honestly, it looks promising, really good, but I don't know if I want to change my workflow right now. It's particularly not halfway through the end of interface. You know what I mean? It's not a good time for me to experiment with stylistic changes when I'm about to finish, you know, the part 2. So so what I'm doing now is the sky is on a separate layer, and I'm going to break it up into 3 frames. There are actually 6 frames here. These frames are 2 frames long, because when it's stuff like this, I like to do it at 7.5 frames per second. But if I'm doing like motion, like someone walking, whatever, I'll do it at the full 15 frames a second. Or, sorry, I should say fast motion, like someone running or something, or the sky's moving quickly or something. Parallax animations like in the back of a car or something, that would all be done at 15. I just got Blender myself, but I'm thinking sticking to the 3D of it for now. The coolest thing about the Blender grease pencil is you can draw in 3D and then animate the perspective and angles and stuff. Like if I were to do this in Blender, I would have drawn this whole wall separately, put it in place, put this in place, possibly, right? So that I could have a camera move through the shot in 3D. I think it would have a different look to it though, and it would take me probably longer to do. And if I don't need the camera to move, I'm just going to keep it like this. But some of the stuff that you can do and it looks really awesome. So it might have to be something I really consider in the future. I think right now it's still a little early though. I think they're still working out the kinks and stuff, even though some people are getting quite involved with the animation of it. I just don't want it to slow down my workflow right now, and that's why I just stick with what I know for now. "15 frames a second is a stylistic and workflow choice. I think 24 frames a second or 12 frames per second would have been cool too, but 15 gives you just a little bit more so that you can have slightly more fluid motion when it comes to like the background and stuff moving, or without it being too smooth. And 15 isn't divisible by 30 quite easily, which is a broadcast standard, 30 frames per second. And same with 60. Sorry, I think that's wrong, not 60. Oh wait, yeah, 60. Yeah, obviously 60, which is another standard. The problem I run into is when, like, for instance, I need to have the screen something I made in the UK, and their frame rate is 25 frames per second or something. But I feel like that's changing these days with computers and digital technology. That pretty much doesn't really matter what frame rate you animate in anymore, because everything will play it back. My main concern was that if I were to put something on television in the future, would I have to change certain assets and stuff because I animated them at a different frame rate? And my 15 frame per second choice was actually a good one, because I did get those Adult Swim things, which made it easy for me to just re-export my style at 30 frames per second for them, you know? Basically just doubles all the frames without any weird like frame drops or skipping or blending or anything like that. So
Zadok, if you ever decide to switch to Blender, hit me up. I actually know how to 100% replicate your current style in grease pencil. Yeah, man, I just need to like spend the time to get in there and try it. Like really learn it. That's what the guy from Fox in Space said. He just spent a week cramming his head with information, and I think maybe I might consider it for a new series if I were to finish Interface at the end of episode 24. But until then, I'm gonna just be slowly kind of looking at the tutorials and watching things and trying things out and experimenting. But for now, I don't want to change my current workflow because I find that what I have right now works pretty well. Thank you, Amber. What was your experience with Adult Swim, Charles Stifler? It's pretty laid back. They just sent me an email, and just one person I was talking to were basically just pitched them a bunch of ideas, and they would choose one, and you would just animate it and give you some notes halfway through, you know? Pretty laid back, because it was Adult Swim Smalls, which was not like it's not like a pilot or anything, so there's a lot less notes, and it's pretty just like, you can just do whatever you want really without it being like obscene, I think, and it would be fine. So it was a good experience. Okay. Let's see here. Jengong like? Gangong? Sorry, man, I don't know how to say your name, but this is why I'll never get into TV when I can seriously get into animation. I don't want to be controlled by conservative standards and people with lack of vision. Well, the thing is with animation is you can do it without help. Like sort of kind of like what I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing it without really any help from Carolina helps me, but I mean not like a network, you know, giving me notes and stuff. So, but it's not sustainable. I feel like even when I'm doing this, I feel like sometimes I'm like, God damn, how am I gonna animate continued for another 10 years? I'm gonna go crazy doing this by myself, you know? And I think eventually, if you're doing like long scale animations, like a movie or something, you really need to work with a team. And it's like any creative medium. You want to surround yourself with people that are able to make your animations more than what you're able to do yourself, if you can. And if you feel that it's hindering you, then you can make it on your own. I think you can just, but you really have to like put in the work every single day, do something. Like I find that myself, I have to go at least and do a little bit of something every day, otherwise it won't get done. And it can be a little bit overwhelming at times, I think, even for myself. Okay, there's my clouds. I think it looks alright. Pretty happy with that. Maybe a little bit more motion right around here. Nibble Cookie? Yeah, so if I decide to continue on and make a new series afterwards, which I think I will, I can't predict the future basically, but it would all be within the same universe. I'm not gonna like make a new universe just for a new series. It's gonna be all within the same. There's gonna be some characters that are from the previous series and stuff. It will probably have a different name. It probably won't be called Interface though, because, well, for a few reasons, but okay, I got to fix something here.
I don't want the top of my garbage can to gyrate like that, so. Okay. There's going to be a little bit more movement too, actually. The highlights. Usually I have them move around just a little bit, kind of make them look like they're glistening. Bodank Clank. Thank you, man. Michael McNow? McComb? I can't really answer that on the stream because YouTube's terms of service and stuff, so I won't get too much into that, but I do have some. For me, it's about the freedom, not the work itself. I want to put the content. I want to write. Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're making the artwork for yourself, that's what's most important. As long as you're able to do it sustainably as well, because I find that to be just important as well. PGA the Fool, thank you for captioning all of your videos. It's hard of hearing, and yeah, I have to do that because Mischief's voice is kind of confusing sometimes, and I think it helps. Okay, so there's my clouds. Oh, you know what I'm missing is I need some reflection on my drain pipe there. Is that too much? I think it's drawing attention to itself. I'm just gonna leave it. I won't disappear after the interface series. I'm not planning on going anywhere for a while, so you guys are stuck with me for quite some time. Because right now this is basically what I do for work now. Is just work on interface stuff. That's all I do now. Hey Umami, Julia Rat, thank you for helping me and my girlfriend deal with the record situation. Oh right, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm happy that you received the records. Oh, okay, that's cool, man. Julia, thank you for the comment, and I'm happy you got the records. And honestly, it makes me like when I get the record return in the mail, my heart rate kind of jumps a bit because. Like I know someone ordered it, and it's not cheap either. It's like, you know, kind of expensive, and then for it to not be delivered, and it's like months. It's been like 3 months since they ordered it. I just like, oh my god. I go a little bit crazy because I feel like it's not right. You know what I mean? Like if I ordered something in the mail, and I spent like $60 on it, and it's been like 3 months. But anyway, I'm happy that it worked out, and. How many different pins will you be making of the characters? I will be well, probably not for a while, but I mean, I I have all the main characters for now. I might do a Greetings Robotics one. Maybe incorporate Mr. Greetings with like a really wrinkly face. That might be kind of cool, actually. And I might do a blimp one, but I will just see. We'll see how it goes because right now I got 4 of them, and you have to like make them and pay up ahead of time for the inventory and stuff. So now wait until these like sell out, basically, you know. I'm reordering the Mischief ones because he's almost sold out, actually. Excuse me. Yeah, the Soup Sun pin. My God, that's a popular item. I don't have. So thank you for everyone who was ordered the Soup Sun. He's very popular soup. What else is there? Just dropped in to say you're huge. Hey, Splicer. Thank you for the comments. Victor. How many hours do you think you're going to go in to make an episode of Interface? So when I did Interface episode 1 and episode 2, it probably took me like 2 weeks per episode, maybe 3. But now I think it takes me about a month and a half, 2 months. Before I used to take spend more time on the music mixing and stuff because I wasn't quite figuring that stuff out properly. Now I have a method for it. I got actual mixing monitors and stuff, and so when I do the mixing and the sound effects, that's usually like a day or 2 days max. The episodes are averaging around a month and a half, I think. And it might turn into 2 months because I find the month and a half is quite a tight deadline for me. It's like I'm like killing myself almost to animate that much because it's not just the actual drawing, it's also the story, which is actually sometimes even harder to do. Okay, what was I going to do? I was going to put a sign up here that says Umami Land. Oh, and I was going to put it on the text. Not the text, I was going to put it on a thing here. I think the way you do that is you take the text tool. Yeah, click on it. Is that how you do it? Oh, shit. Let's see, where's it? Nope, I messed up. So I'll do that. How come I can't? I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. There we go. Expand and on. Thank you for signing up for the Patreon, man. Appreciate that. Mammy, are you planning on doing any more McDonald's videos? Not anytime soon. I'm just kind of over the whole McDonald's thing, so I might, but I don't know. I'm more interested in just creating stuff that's original now, but I might do more kind of stuff like that. I can't say for sure. I don't have a good idea. That's another thing too, you know? Like, I don't want to just keep doing over the same thing, so, but we'll see. You never know. I might come up with something funny. All right. Let's see here. Trying to make it look like Umami land. Put it in a folder, maybe. I have to like kind of mount it to the sign now. It's just floating in space right now. So you mentioned it takes you about a month and a half to 2 months to make an episode, and it reminded me how I get lost sometimes watching a new episode. It'd be great to offer a catch-up or tiny compilations. I do that in some sense that every 12th episode, like I make a part, but I don't want to do it too much because I want the channel itself to look clean, in the sense that when you go to the Umami YouTube channel, almost every icon is like its own original thing. And doing like interface part 1 isn't such a big deal because that was like a long period of time, 40 minutes. I also have to take part of the, consider the algorithm on YouTube and how longer videos tend to do better and stuff. So, but I don't want to like put clips and stuff. And another thing is if I did clips, I would have to do it on a separate channel maybe. But at the same time, I don't know if it would really be worth it. I'm not sure. Here's the way I think about it. If you guys want to make like little compilations and stuff and clips, you can do that and then put them up on YouTube. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna like do takedowns and stuff. You'll get a content ID claim, which is my YouTube channel will claim the revenue if you decide to make compilations and all that. Or clips, you know, because sometimes it's easier to share just a little clip of a scene or something. But I don't want to do too much of that kind of stuff on my own because it will mix in with all the other videos on the channel, and then some people will miss the full animations when they see that's like compilation, small compilation here and there, if that makes sense. Umami Land is just a back alley full of junk. Do you really think that low of yourself? Well, here's the thing. Even in a back alleyway, there can be lots of treasures to find. So, old cheese, tomatoes that have been thrown out from the restaurant in the next building over. So there's a little bit of everything here. I don't know. I just think it's funny that when you like, it's just be like a sketchy alleyway. Sometimes you'll find the best things down there. Bag of burgers from McDonald's. Yeah. Actually, I'm not even sure about this sign up here being Umami Land. But let's see. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay. What am I doing here? I need to put something in the fence. Oh yeah, it's a metal grate. I have to connect the letters to the grate. If I had my own theme park, the entrance would probably look like an old alleyway with garbage and stuff and like a dumpster, because it would be the least expected. And when you're walking down the alleyway, mischief will pop out of the dumpster and say hello to you. And what will be a big surprise is when you go in the front door, or which is the side door actually, down the dirty alleyway, and you see how magical it is on the inside. Okay, Umami land. Maybe one of these lights will be like broken or something too. I think that this, let's see here. I'm gonna merge all this together now. This will have a bit of a pink highlight on it because it's in the sun. Maybe you can get a snack and not pay $30 for it. Just grab anything from the free metal food cylinders. Hi, Mimi. Really big fan of your work and music. Hey, Erlen Bang. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. Oh, don't forget the dripping pipe and some creepy crawlers. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should make the pipe drip. That'd be good. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I might do that at a full 15 frames a second because it won't look very good at 7.5. So. When the water comes out, it will be blue, I guess. Like that, maybe? I don't think that makes any sense, because usually the blue, it's not blue, it's just going to be like a yellow kind of... Maybe not yellow either, maybe like a grayish brown, this one. I turn the onion skinning on just for a second there, so I can see. Oh, and then when it comes out of the pipe, maybe it will catch the reflection of the sun a little bit. Well, that's something I would do like once in a while, but I wouldn't have it loop constantly like that. And I'm not quite crazy about how it looks actually, so I might just delete all that I just did there. Make a new video layer instead of a... How did you come up with your name? I don't really know, actually. I remember I was watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay videos back then, and there's like this new taste sense that people were talking about. It's not new, just a different name for it, really, savory. And I thought that would be kind of funny to use as a animation name. So usually when you see the word umami, it's like related to like food, like a cooking channel or something. So if there was an animation that was kind of like umami, that's kind of the idea behind it, I guess. Okay, so that's a drip animation, but like I said, it would not loop like that. It would be more like every 10 seconds or something. But I can't do that in Photoshop right now. So that's what you get for now. I would put this on a separate layer, put it into Premiere or something, or After Effects, and then set it in separately certain times. There's also going to be a cat down here, I think.
How very much I've tried my best to give you a good life.
The wind effect on the paper would be a nice addition. Yeah, that'd be kind of good too. Oh, I should do that. Just a single drop is enough. Yeah. I should start labeling things. Quick drop. If you're gonna do the shadow, the drip, don't forget the shadow on the wall behind it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Totally forgot about that. Thank you for that, Zach. So right here, it would be like that, and then, oh yeah, it makes a big difference. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Something was off about it. Okay. So maybe the paper rustling. So this would make an interesting wallpaper when used with something like Wallpaper Engine. The clouds moving on the... Oh yeah, that would be kind of cool. Wallpaper Engine. It's like an animated background. Is that how it... I should try looking that up, Wallpaper Engine. This would be a nice background, wouldn't it? It's not quite finished yet though. Maybe when I'm done I'll release it as a wallpaper. This sign over here is going to say something. I'm not quite sure what though. Finally found a friend who got hooked on interface as much as I did and happy to spread the word. Hey, thank you very much for that. How fleshed out is the lore and the story? Do you have a planned arc for the series, or do you make it up as you go along? I get that question a lot, but it's a mixture of the two. But at this point, I pretty much have the rest of the 4 episodes planned out because I need to know how to finish this, and so it's at this point, yeah, I have just there's a story in mind that I have, like I know how to finish it basically, so. Okay,
Let's see here. I think the red of the sign there is a little too bright. Oh yeah, and also probably over here. This would also be. Probably also need to have the shadow of that sign up there too. So I wonder how I have to draw that. It would be kind of like on this wall. Probably look something like would the shadow not go down? Like, I feel like it would be like going down. Even like this, wouldn't it? It's not quite enough, maybe. More steep. I mean, I don't have to draw the shadow. If it doesn't look good, I can just... Maybe I should put it on a separate layer just so I can disable it if I need to. What do you think about that? I mean, that's a really rough job. I would clean it up a bit, but does that make sense? Or does it look better without it? I think it looks better without it. I think it's also probably... It would be more like that, wouldn't it? A rough idea. Feels kind of out of place. Let's see. Where are the bodies? That's funny. Yeah, I should put some bodies in here. Without is better. Feels kind of out of place. I think both options are good. Looks sick with it, to be honest. I'm gonna have mixed responses here. Maybe if I just made it less dark. Let's see. Oops. I think that's the problem. Okay. Uncheck all layers. I think that was the problem. It was just too dark. Now if I go in here a bit, I have to make it... I don't know, I feel like it's a little distracting. I'll have to. I think I'll get Caroline's opinion later on. I'll just leave it there for now.
Wouldn't it be more of a straight line?
Because the lighting's coming in from the side. I think you're right, actually. It wouldn't be so... I think it would just be like more like a mush over here, wouldn't it? I think that's wrong. It'd be more like something like this. Oh, that doesn't look good though. I don't know. Ugh. It's tricky, man. Without having like a reference of like when you just make stuff up, you have to like figure out where the light goes, and I think that's like almost good if I just made it more subtle. If I just did something like this. Maybe. I think that might be good enough, just like that. It's just subtle. You know, like there's a bit of a shadow there. You also have to account for the thickness of this line. Much better. Aim it down a tad. Yeah. It's true. Because the thing is with, even if the lighting is hitting it at this point and it continues on, it would be more of a diffused shadow, so you probably wouldn't even see it if it was down here. But because the pipe is so close to the wall, the shadow is quite sharp. Yeah. Aktov, are you an autodidact? I don't know what that means. Hold on. Oh, self-taught person. I went to art school, so I did a lot of drawing in art school, so I can't say I'm self-taught. But this particular style I kind of developed on my own. I did a lot of drawings by myself too. And when I went to art school, it was mostly for filmmakings and not necessarily drawing. So, but I learned a lot of stuff in art school about drawing. So I would can't say that I'm 100%. I can't say I'm self-taught. Oh, I see. Someone's saying the shadow that went down on the angle might be more pleasing if it may not be correct. I'm wondering if it was actually supposed to be more like, if I'm thinking about it, a straight line, like someone, I think it was someone was saying like a straight line like that. Because if the light is like at a perfect angle of this, with this sign, it would almost be just a straight line. And then this wouldn't even be there. I think I'll just keep it like that, maybe. I don't know. It's probably not something to get too hung up over. Anyway. Maybe the Umami could buzz with neon light and the light could flicker on and off or something. Yeah, I think, Tally Jim, I was thinking of doing something like that. I might do that still. But, we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about stuff, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the shadow on the sign to the right looks off. This one right here, I'm not finished with the sign yet. I don't know what, there's going to be something on there, but basically I think maybe you're right. Maybe it needs to be moved up because the edge of the building is not right there, where it would be more like this, I think. I think that's better too, because it was kind of drawing attention to itself. These are little details that I like spend forever on sometimes. And this highlight now needs to be less. Could probably just be gray. Yeah. Whatever. Put a broken bicycle back there. Hey, it's not a bad idea. But I just don't know where to put it though. Because maybe like a bicycle tire. I don't want to put it down here because it would be too small to really be able to read it. But maybe if I have just a bicycle tire. Yeah, it looks all right. Now I just give it a bit of a something like that. Yeah, I like it. Liking the lighting in this. Bent spoke. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there. That's all right. Anyway. Zipreed meh. You can actually, if when I'm done the live stream, which I think I'm actually just about to wrap up, I'm gonna have it in the live stream playlist, so you can go back in time, and it might take I don't know if it takes time for it to like process or not, but if you come back another day or something, you'll be able to go back and watch the stream from the beginning if you want. Do I do rotoscoping for more dynamic scenes? I'll show you some rotoscoping I've done. I don't really do rotoscoping in the sense that, let's see here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna open this. It's not rotoscoping, is it? I don't know, but these bubbles were drawn on a separate. Some of these bubbles were drawn on a separate layer. So usually I do like an animation in After Effects, whether that be 3D or 2D, and I re-import it back into Premiere and do additional animations on top. So this is what it looks like before with the first pass. And then I did a bunch of animation on top of that, so it had even more detail. You can see the difference there. So I do some, maybe in episode 19 I can show you some more, let's see. My files are a little messy. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, guys. I can't find it right now. I just let's see. Okay, so for instance, like, what is on top of this layer? Well, okay, here's some, I guess, like I did an animation in After Effects and all that, and this is what it was like before. We see how he's like missing some of these like lines. So I would draw on top again to give him some more dimension that wasn't there in the initial renders. Some of them were there. And some of the things I fixed too, like, see the edge of this rock right here? I didn't like how it looked, because it looks like shadows, but it looks like the grass is just on top of it for some reason, so I just made the rock more solid like that. So, do you use a pen tablet for drawing? Jay Curry, if you check out in the description, there's a link to the tablet I think I use, but I can just say it now. It's a PTK-640, which I can get them for like 50 bucks on eBay or something. They're pretty cheap. It's a pretty old tablet. Yeah. All right, so that's it, guys. I think that's it for today. I got this actually, I really like how this turned out. The shot looks pretty cool. So it's what I did today. I just basically colored it in and added some lighting. Thank you everyone for stopping in and saying hello to me. I'm going to keep animating. Maybe I'll do another live stream soon, I guess. Yeah, sorry guys, for everyone who just joined. Zyles, thank you for the comment there. And thank you for everyone who did the super chats. It's very kind of you all. I really do appreciate that support. And Thank you for talking with me. All right. So hope you guys have a good rest of the month. Hope things start opening up again and you can go outdoors and not have to worry about contaminating people and all that sort of thing. I'm going to be working on interface episode 21 and well, this announcement video I'm working on now. So things will be coming out. I'm just going to be keep my head down, keep working. All right, guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.